Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee? Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee? Hello and good morning. Are you as excited as me today? I'm doubting it because you're not holding these babies in your hand. Look at these. Right, these are two new trail cams I've been sent from Ceyomur. The CY95 and the CY95. The 95 is what we're concentrating on today. Now, unlike some reviews you see, I've already tested these before I'm showing you the product in the box. So I've tested it, repacked it just to show you how the box comes and what you get in it. So let's get straight in. So we have got the trail camera itself, solar powered trail camera. Very small one as well, and usually pretty big if it's solar, so very impressed with the size. So we'll come back to that. You get a strap for attaching it to a tree or fence or whatever. You get a USB lead, and you get mounting brackets there, and obviously your user manual. That's the end of that. I don't need to show you any more than that. So let's get straight onto the product. Please stay tuned for this one because there is some fantastic footage I've caught with this. Absolutely amazing badger footage. It's all coming up, so stay tuned in this video. Right, Ceyomur, I've made my notes down here. CY95. It's a solar powered dual power supplies. It's got a built-in rechargeable battery which is powered by the solar panel, and you can add 4 AA batteries. You know, most trail cams now are 8, so to have one which takes 4 batteries I think is very good and very cost effective for us guys. So overall, your battery life is going to be far more impressive because you can put 4 batteries in, you have got a built-in rechargeable battery, and you've got your solar panel as well. You can put this out in the woods and it's going to last forever. So I'll quickly show you around it. Now, if I have any negatives about this, I'm going to get them straight out of the way now. The first negative for me is you have your mounting screw there, which is great, but I like them on the bottom. I like to put them on tripods now and again, and there isn't one on the bottom. Whereas the Ceyomur CY95, as you can see, has, and it hasn't got one on the back. I would much rather have that at the bottom. Just my preference. But I do usually use the straps and put the straps through here. Second thing, most trail cameras are the same, so I can't really knock Ceyomur for this. But the screen is on this side, so you will need, when you're putting it on the tree, you will need to have a quick look and then shut it at the last minute to see what it's looking at, or use your app to line it up. Whereas the Ceyomur 65, if I can just open this, the screen is on that side, so you can put it on a tree, you can see what it's pointing at, and you can close it. You don't even have to use your app or Wi-Fi to line it up. You can see exactly what you're looking at. So 2 minor little niggles, but apart from that, everything else about this is incredible. I'm getting into it now. Firstly, the photos. 40 megapixels. 40 megapixels. I think out of the 9 trail cams I've got, that is the second best for megapixels. I think I've got a 60 megapixel, but that is incredible. 40, brilliant. 4K. Can't get better than that, don't need any better than that. 4K footage for your videos. We have a trigger speed of 0.1 seconds. Can't get better than that. Again, out of all the ones I've got, that I would say, well it's the best. I've got 3 of them which are 0.1, some of them are 0.2, some are 0.5, so top of the range, best you can get for that. 2 PIR side sensors, a lot of them have these now. So you get in, I presume it's 120 degree angle. So with 0.1 second trigger time and your 120 degrees side sensors, you're never ever going to miss anything which comes into shot. Low glow LEDs to give clearer nighttime footage, and trust me, no footage on a night is any better than this. It's coming up, you have to stay tuned for the Badger footage, it is incredible. Quite rare for a trailcam company to do this. They actually include a 32GB micro SD card in the bottom. Very good. And this holds a bigger card than any of my others. 256GB micro SD card you can put in here. Personally, I prefer SD cards. They're a bit bigger, they're easier to there's less chance you're going to lose them if you're taking them out in the woods. But you know, it is what it is. But 256GB is incredible. And it also has Wi-Fi connection, so you can actually download your images. This is what I was saying earlier though, when you're setting the camera up, because the screen is on that side, you can put it there, you can attach it to the Wi-Fi and then move it around, look on your phone, and it'll show you what that is looking at to get the perfect placement of your camera. Brilliant. So just to give you an example, I've attached the Wi-Fi onto my phone. I'll point the camera over there and you can see, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but you can actually see what it's pointing at as I move it around. Brilliant. On top of that, what you can also do is see all your images and video files which are on there and download them straight from the camera, so you don't have to take your camera off the tree or off the wall, whatever, when you're out in the woods. You can just get all the files off your phone and come back and just leave the camera there if that's what you want to do. We are nearly on the Badger footage. Stay with me, stay with me. Right, just a couple of little other things I really like about this. It has got the QR codes on the back of the camera there, for Apple and for Android, for the app, which is called Game Camera Pro 2. So even if you lose your instructions, you've always got that there. Very good. I love the fact that the solar panel is integrated into the unit rather than it clips on the top. That makes it even smaller, and honestly, I have got cameras bigger than this without a solar panel on the top. That is really, really small, really compact, and you're not going to see that in the woods. The settings are slightly different to a lot of cameras. You have got your off, your setup and your on. That's the same as all the others. But all the buttons down here, it's slightly different. But once you have done one camera, they're all pretty much the same. All the settings are the same. They're all very easy to set up. You just need to learn which button does what. I'm not going to run through the settings on this one. I did that in a previous video. If you want to see my camera settings, check one of them out. But yeah, that's enough about showing you the camera. I don't want to bore you too much. The proof is in the pudding, and trust me, we've got some great footage. So I've had it out for probably a week in various positions. A couple of times I had no luck, there were just no animals around, but a couple of times I got the Badger footage, the best Badger footage I've ever had. Now, before I forget to say, if I forget to say at the end of this video, the sound on this is second to none. Well, this and the CY95, both of the Ceymors, the sound is incredible. You can hear the Badger chewing away. So I'm not going to be putting music over this. I'm not going to cut too much out. I'm going to let it play, just to let you enjoy it. So I suppose we should go back to when I went to pick the cameras up or place the cameras out in the woods and see where I put them and see what shots I got. This is a new solar one from Ceyomur. I think it's called the CY95. I will be reviewing that shortly. So I've put some banana on here. Lots of activity there last night. And this is the Ceyomur CY95, I believe. Now, this has been pointing down here. I put a load of fresh fruit down there. There were blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, banana, everything you could think of. There must have been about £4 in money worth of fruit in there. And it's every single crumb is gone. So my guess is definitely that it's badgers, but we will see. Let me try and get this off whilst it's turning on. No, I've got it stuck. I've got it stuck. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's see what we've got. Menu. 62 images. Okay. Badger. First image. Badger. Image 1 of 62 is a badger. Badger, 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 badger. 2 badgers, 1 badger, 2 badgers. Yeah. The badgers like fruit. I found that out now. I am actually going to be doing a lot of experiments. I've come up with some ideas of interesting things to leave as food, which which are good for them, nothing harmful, and see. For example, putting cat food out and dog food out and seeing if there's a preference. If a fox comes round, would he prefer the dog food or would he just eat the cat food before the dog food? Just little things like that. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I'm very happy with this footage anyway. For one night, 22 hours I think they've been out, 3 cameras, we have got a good 200 and odd images to go through, and I know we've got some cracking daytime and nighttime footage. Very happy. So I do hope you enjoyed that footage. Some of the best footage I've ever caught, certainly of the badgers. Really, really impressed. And the sound, as I said, is second to none. Now, the reason I got sent this in the first place is a friend of mine bought the CY95. And they got in touch with me. They said, you know what, we've actually upgraded that one. Can we send you one to test out? See what you think of this compared to, you know, the original one that they put out. The difference being it's 4K. Okay. So they sent me that out, and they says we also want to send you the top of line one. Now this, I think the recommended retail is £139.99. But on Amazon at the moment in the UK it's £99.99, so it depends when you're buying it, how much it's going to be. My overall impression then, the conclusion. This is now my go-to, well they both are, my go-to cameras for sound. If I want to do an experiment where I want to catch badgers or animals eating and I want to hear them scratching and eating, I'm going to use one of these because the sound is just perfect, absolutely perfect. The pictures, absolutely brilliant. What can I say? Well, I'll tell you what we did notice. I'll be honest about this. When it gets to dusk or dawn, just as it's going from dark to morning, the daytime footage on this is incredible. The nighttime footage is incredible. But it's just that maybe half an hour in between where it doesn't have the light on and it isn't bright enough. I do find there's like half an hour there where the footage isn't as good as the other 23.5 hours of the day. But I'm not going to complain at that because it's very rare something's going to happen in that half an hour. So yeah, overall, very, very, very impressed. Ceyomur are now right up there in one of my favourite trail cam companies right now. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's just a quick review. I will be reviewing the 65. They've told me to hold back on that at the moment because it's still not available in the UK. But as soon as it is, I'll be doing a review of that one as well. I've already got the footage for that one and that is incredible as well. Right, join me next time. I am going out today. I'm waiting for a shopping delivery. I've ordered some things to do some experiments, put certain foods out in the woods for the animals and see which they prefer. For example, I've got like a flavoured, I understand badgers love rice pudding. So I've got like a normal rice pudding and a flavoured rice pudding, and we'll see, a raspberry rice pudding I think it is, see which they prefer. We're going to put a whole melon out there, see what happens, see what eats it. So some really exciting little experiments coming up. Join me for them. Hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much, Ceyomur, by the way. Absolutely love these things. The Ceyomur CY95. Link in the description, by the way.
Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee? Trailcam Dan, what did he see? A beaver, a badger, a fox or a bee?